Not every Hulk is built the same. Some can crack a planet in half, and some have no business carrying the Hulk name. Grey Hulk is making his MCU debut in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that changes the whole ranking. Today we're going through every major Hulk version from weakest to strongest. Let's get into it.
You need to let him finish the job, otherwise... No. I'll stop you, moron!
Number 10, Hulk King. Let's get this one out of the way early because honestly, it doesn't deserve much of your time. Hulk King is Todd Phelps from the She-Hulk series, a guy who basically bought his way into Hulk power through stolen blood. There's no gamma explosion, no traumatic origin, no scientific accident, just a rich, entitled dude who injected himself with Hulk blood and called it a day. His strength? Sure, he's technically superhuman. He can throw a punch harder than any normal person, but compared to every other name on this list, he's a joke. He has zero combat training, zero tactical ability, and zero emotional weight as a character. He exists mostly to prove a point about how Hulk power in the wrong hands just looks embarrassing. Before we continue, I have a quick request. I'm working on growing my channel, so if you'd like to support me during this process, liking the video, subscribing, and using your hype points would really help me a lot. Let's continue. Number 9, Scar. Scar is the son of Hulk and Kyera, a Sakaran warrior, which means on paper, this kid should be an absolute monster. Half Hulk genetics, half alien warrior bloodline, that's a terrifying combination. But here's the problem. None of that potential ever translates into anything meaningful. Scar shows up, and instead of feeling like the next evolution of Hulk's legacy, he feels like a plot device someone forgot to develop. He's got strength, sure, he can fight, but he lacks the raw destructive energy that makes a Hulk variant actually scary. He fights like someone who learned combat in an arena but never figured out how to channel real gamma rage. He's just kind of there. Wasted potential sitting at number 9. Number 8, She-Hulk. Jennifer Walters gets her powers through a blood transfusion from Bruce Banner, and right away she's different from almost every other Hulk on this list. She doesn't lose control, she doesn't black out, she transforms and stays completely herself, sharp, intelligent, aware, and that's actually a real advantage. She-Hulk can fight with technique. She can read a situation, adapt mid-battle, and use her legal mind to outthink opponents. Physically, she's strong enough to trade blows with heavy hitters and walk away standing. But here's where the ceiling shows up. She doesn't have that uncontrollable gamma escalation. The thing that makes Hulk terrifying, the idea that the angrier he gets, the stronger he becomes with no upper limit, she doesn't really tap into that. She's powerful, controlled, and skilled, but she's not the force of nature that the entries above her are. Number 7, Avengers Hulk. Now we're getting into serious territory. Early Avengers Hulk was genuinely one of the most dangerous beings on the planet. When this version showed up on a battlefield, the ground shook. He punched Leviathans out of the sky, ragdolled Loki like a toy, and moved with a kind of raw, unstoppable fury that made him the backbone of the team's heavy firepower. His gamma output was massive, his durability was insane, and his rage-fueled power spikes made him nearly impossible to put down. But here's where the ranking gets complicated. Over time, this Hulk got softened. Marvel gradually dialed back his aggression, reduced his size, toned down his rage, and started using him more for comedy than destruction. The character who once felt like a walking apocalypse slowly became a supporting player who cracked jokes and waved at kids. That transition from pure wrecking machine to something lighter cost him a lot of his threat level. The power was always there in theory, but the way it was used and portrayed declined hard. Early Avengers Hulk could arguably sit higher on this list, but when you factor in the full arc, this version ends up at 7. Still powerful, still dangerous, but no longer the unstoppable nightmare he started as. Number 6, Grey Hulk, also known as Joe Fixit. This is where the list takes a very different turn, because Joe Fixit doesn't rank here for the same reasons as everyone else. Let's get the obvious part out of the way first. In terms of raw physical strength, Grey Hulk is not on the same level as Savage Hulk. He operates at roughly half the power output of the green version, which still puts him at a level where he can demolish buildings, flip armored vehicles, and overpower almost anything short of a top-tier gamma mutate. He also gets stronger at night, which adds another layer to his combat effectiveness depending depending on when a fight happens. His healing factor is solid, his durability is high, and in a straight slugfest he can take enormous punishment and keep coming. But here's the thing, a straight slugfest is the last thing Joe Fixit wants. What makes this version genuinely dangerous, and what earns him this spot, is everything happening above the neck. Joe Fixit is Bruce Banner's darkest personality fragment given a body. He's not mindless rage, he's not blind fury, he's calculating, manipulative, selfish, and disturbingly smart. He reads people. He finds weaknesses, not just physical ones, but psychological ones. He'll talk to you mid-fight, get inside your head, make you doubt yourself, bait you into a mistake, and then hit you when your guard drops. He fights like a street-level predator, not a rampaging monster. That combination is what separates him from entries below. Avengers Hulk has raw power, but none of the cunning. Joe Fixit has both the muscle to seriously hurt you, and the brain to figure out exactly how to do it most efficiently. Joe Fixit earns his rank not with the biggest fist on the list, but with the most dangerous mind attached to a fist that's still strong enough to level a city block. Number 5, Abomination Blonsky. Emil Blonsky was already a trained elite-level soldier before he ever touched gamma radiation. That matters, because when the transformation hit, it didn't just create a monster, it created a monster with decades of combat discipline baked in. Abomination stands taller and heavier than most Hulk forms, and his physical baseline is arguably more stable. Where Hulk fluctuates based on rage, Abomination's power stays consistently high. He doesn't need to get angry to be dangerous. He just is. His frame is denser, his bone structure is reinforced, and his striking power is enormous, even in a calm state. He took Hulk to the absolute limit in their first encounter, not because he was angrier, but because he was bigger, more durable, and tactically sound. He knew how to press an advantage, how to use his mass, how to fight like a professional killer in a gamma-mutated body. He sits above Joe Fixit because while Fixit has the brains, Abomination has both the combat training and the physical stats to overwhelm most opponents without needing tricks. Raw, disciplined, relentless power earns him the number 5 spot. Number 4, Abomination Prime. If standard Abomination is a weaponized soldier, Abomination Prime is the version where every limiter gets ripped off. This is Blonsky pushed to his most extreme mutation, bone protrusions, spinal ridges, clawed hands, a frame that looks less like a fighter and more like something designed to kill on sight. Everything that made base Abomination dangerous is amplified here. More mass, more durability, more raw aggression, but the real upgrade is psychological. Abomination Prime doesn't just fight you, he overwhelms you on every sensory level. The sheer visual horror of this form creates hesitation in opponents before the first punch is even thrown. His body is built like a biological weapon, every surface is a threat, every limb is armored, every movement carries lethal intent. He surpasses standard Abomination because his mutation removed whatever physical ceiling Blonsky had left. Where regular Abomination maxed out at a certain threshold, Prime broke through it. More savage, more durable, more terrifying, and significantly harder to put down. That's why he jumps a full tier. Number 3, The Incredible Hulk. This is the version that most people think of when they hear the word Hulk, and there's a reason for that. This is the purest expression of gamma rage in a physical form. The Incredible Hulk is bigger, denser, and meaner than the Avengers version. His gamma concentration is higher, his mass is greater, and his fighting style is less controlled and more violently instinctive. He doesn't strategize, he doesn't hold back, he just hits, and when he hits, the landscape changes. What separates him from the Abomination entries below is the escalation factor. Abomination is powerful, but static, his strength has a ceiling. The Incredible Hulk doesn't work that way. The longer the fight goes, the angrier he gets, the stronger he becomes. That feedback loop is what makes him almost impossible to beat through pure attrition. You can match him early, but the longer you fight, the wider the gap gets. His durability is absurd. His healing factor works in real time, and his rage to power conversion has no known upper limit at this stage. He outranks both Abomination forms because time is always on his side, and in any extended fight, that advantage becomes insurmountable. Number 2, Red Hulk. Red Hulk takes everything dangerous about the Hulk concept and strips out the restraint. This variant channels gamma energy in a fundamentally more aggressive way, hotter, more volatile, more destructive. His heat generation alone is a weapon. Prolonged contact can burn opponents, and at peak output he radiates enough thermal energy to warp metal and scorch the ground around him. His fighting style is more vicious than standard Hulk, more willing to cause permanent damage, more focused on ending a fight through maximum violence rather than just overpower. overpowering someone. His healing factor is powerful, his durability is extreme, and his raw striking force rivals or exceeds the Incredible Hulk in short bursts. The key difference is temperament. Red Hulk doesn't just get angry, he fights with intent to destroy. There's a military precision underneath the rage, a willingness to escalate to lethal force immediately. He sits above Incredible Hulk because his gamma expression is more weaponized, his aggression is less reactive and more directed, and his thermal abilities give him an additional offensive dimension that standard Hulk simply doesn't have. Number 1. Hulkzilla. This isn't even a fair comparison anymore. In What If Season 3, Bruce Banner tried to Gamma Blast the Hulk out of himself, but instead of destroying it, the Hulk split off entirely and became a massive kaiju called the Apex. To match that threat, Banner had to push himself to the same level, and the result is Mega Hulk, the form everyone calls Hulkzilla. Godzilla-sized, city-shadowing, earthquake-stepping destruction. He fires gamma breath from his mouth, spawns smaller Hulk creatures from his back, and operates on a scale no other Hulk even comes close to. The others destroy buildings, this one erases cities. And this transformation is permanent. Hulkzilla sits at number 1 because every other version on this list can't even reach his ankle. Literally. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'd be really happy if you used your hype points as well. You can click the playlist on the screen to reach all of my videos. See you in the next videos!